right, this is week 6 of the Roadmap to Success series that we've been doing. Tonight we're going to be talking about learning how to follow up. Um, John Maxwell, which is one of my favorite authors, leadership guru, I'm sure you guys have all heard of him. He's quoted in saying, "Diligent follow up and follow through will set you apart from the crowd and communicate excellence." So anybody can work a business and work a business like Plexus, a network marketing business. But what's going to set you apart from being just a business worker to being a successful business owner is your follow up. So as you follow up with people, you're doing certain things, you're instilling things in their mind, and we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so who do you follow up with? You're going to follow up with your ambassadors, your business workers. You're going to stay in communication with them. You're also going to follow up with your ambassadors that are your wholesale customers that are not in it for the business, just in it for the discount prices. You're going to follow up with your customers. Make sure that they have the success with the products that they're looking for, and you're going to follow up with your potentials to make sure that you're not losing them along the way. I didn't write down all the statistics and stuff because I'm sure you guys have all seen them before, and I didn't want to bore everyone with numbers, but it takes, on average, 8 follow-ups with someone before they become a customer. 8. So if you follow up with someone 3 times and you're just like, well, they're just not interested, don't quit. Trying to think who it was. Somebody said in one of those trainings I was watching that they will never, ever, ever stop following up. If someone shows interest at one point, they will never, never, never stop following up one way or the other. Okay, so what exactly is follow-up? It's building and nurturing relationships. This is a relationship-based business. If you're not building relationships, you're not working the business to your full potential. If you don't have a basic relationship with the person that you're talking to, then they won't believe your heart. If you say, hear my heart, I care about you, that's why I'm sharing this with you, this is something that I want for you. You can say that to people, but until you show them that, they're not going to believe it. And you won't have that relationship, the strength of the relationship there. Talk about things other than Plexus when you're building and nurturing these relationships. So I have a list of people that I follow up with, and most of the time when I follow up with people, it has nothing to do with Plexus. It's commenting on one of their posts. It's making sure that I'm interacting with them on Facebook, so my stuff is popping up in their news feed and everything. It's wishing them happy birthday. It's sending them a message saying, you were on my mind today. Hope everything's great. It's celebrating things with them in life. If, their kid won the spelling bee, it's shooting them a message and saying, that's awesome. You must be having a proud parent moment or something like that. Connect with them, show interest in their life. And y'all don't fake it. Be interested in their life. You aren't, I hate to call people that we're talking to and sharing this business with potentials. They are potential customers or ambassadors. But when you call them a potential, it's almost like they have a target and that you are trying to capture them or something like that. But the thing is that we're in the people business. We are in a business as hope dealers. We are caring, we're sharing because we care about these people. We have seen what this company and what these products can do. We want everyone to be able to experience that. So keep your heart in the right place when you're talking to people. and you'll build relationships, and they will believe your heart. You won't ever have to tell them, this is my heart. They will see it, they will experience it. So be you, be true to who you are, and build those relationships. Um, this is very difficult for me. I'm not an outgoing person. It's very hard for me to just talk to somebody, to carry on a conversation. It's very difficult for me because I'm just not a conversationalist. I've never been one to talk about the weather or anything like that. So finding topics to talk with people about is hard for me. But what I've come to realize is that when I open myself up to people, they respond well. When I shoot somebody a message saying, hey, you kept coming to mind today. I hope you're having a great day. I sent a girl a message like that last week, and we're having dinner next week because it happened to be that she was having a really hard day that day. I've talked with her about Plexus for close to a year now, and it's always a time or a money issue, but this has nothing to do with Plexus. It's just two people going and hanging out, which is very scary for me because I'm not one to just go and hang out with people. So y'all pray for me because I'm gonna have to carry on a conversation. So we'll see how that goes. And this is somebody I don't really know that well. I've never really hung out with before. So it's exciting to build relationships and friendships. I've built some beautiful friendships out of working this business that never would have happened without this. Every single one of you that's on the call right now, I would consider you friends, and I would not either know you or probably never would have had a real conversation with you if it hadn't have been connecting through Plexus. So real relationships can come out of network marketing. All right. Following up is also a way to stay on their mind. When you follow up with someone, whether you're talking with them about Plexus or you're talking with them about their kids or their dog or whatever, they're going to think Plexus when they see you, when they hear from you. They're going to connect that automatically. You don't have to say the word Plexus. You don't have to say anything like that. But they're going to automatically connect it. Plexus is not on people's minds as much as it's on our minds. It's our job. It's our business. It's, a big part of our days. But for someone who has never tried the products, it's not going to be on their mind very often. So following up, checking in with people, it's going to keep it fresh on their mind. Following up also educates people. It gives you a chance to slowly, gradually, and naturally educate people about the products and about the company. You can send people articles. If it's something that you've talked with them about before, you read an article and you're like, hey, this reminds me of so-and-so. Send it to them. Share that with them. If there's a new product or something about a product that you learn and it makes you think of them, send it to them and see what they think about it. Slowly educate them about what Plexus is. And that also saves you from just throwing up Plexus on people. If you try to give every piece of information that you know about Plexus products and the company in the first message that you send somebody, they will never read the full message. I can guarantee it. But if you keep it short and sweet and follow it up and follow it up and follow it up, then you are going to get that information across in a way that it will actually sink into people, that they will take more of an interest. You give it to them in little doses, and over time, it starts to make sense to them. Okay, following up also shows people that you're investing in them. It builds trust. It shows them that you care. People are going to go with someone that they trust. They're not so much buying into Plexus as they are buying into you. If someone doesn't trust you, then they're, even if they order from you or they sign up under you, if they don't have that trust with you, that open line of communication, they're not going to come to you with the good, the bad, and the ugly. They aren't going to share what's going on with them. They're not going to respond when you message them after a while. So you want to build that trust. So when you're following up with your ambassadors, all right, so what are you doing? What are you saying? When you follow up with your ambassadors, you're checking their product story, seeing how their product story is developing. You want to make sure that they're taking the products correctly, that they're seeing what kind of results they're seeing. You want to help them through the die-off process when they get started. You want to celebrate the victories with them. You want to help keep track of their goals and their whys and talk with them about it. Keep them on track with their goals and their whys. And remind them, because this business is a roller coaster. So when your ambassador is in a low point, if you're not there to kind of help encourage them and pick them up, remind them of why they started, remind them of their victories, that they are not failing, that it's just a slump, then they're more than likely going to stay in that decline. Not many people will pick themselves up and keep going. So that's why you want to keep an open line of communication with your ambassadors, especially if they're working the business. If they're invested in the business, you want to be talking to that person at least once a week. All right, if it's just a wholesale customer, you're going to treat them much like you would a customer. So you're going to check on their results. You also want to celebrate with them. Celebrate the journey as they're going through it. If they haven't lost a pound in 2 weeks, but they have tightened the belt loop, celebrate that. Keep them focused on the good things that are happening. It's so easy for people to, get focused on the scale. We don't want people to look at numbers, because it's not about numbers. It's not about weight. We want them to focus on their health and their health journey, and keep them in mind of what's going on with that. You want to encourage them to keep going, to drink lots of water, give them the information that they need as they need it. Track their goals with them. Customers need to give you goals just like ambassadors do. It's important to know what they're wanting so you can help them get there. And you can also recommend new products to them. If they're not working the business, they're probably not keeping track of new products that are coming out. Or if they started with the Slim and Accelerator and they're not seeing results on that, maybe they need to be on a triplex. So talk with them about different products and things like that they might be interested in trying. Okay, for potentials, for people that you're talking to about the business or the products, you're going to want to follow up with them about specials, events. Send them information as you see things like the articles, videos, stuff like that. You don't want to overwhelm people with information, but continue to follow up with them. And you're also, like I said before, you're going to want to check in on them just on a personal level. Just keep a conversation going. Find an excuse to talk to them. If you can find, if there's somebody that you're like, okay, I need to connect with this person, what is something that I can talk to this person about? You can find something, I guarantee it. So there's always something that you can do to connect with that person and open that line of communication again, even if it's just shooting them a message saying, hey, I was thinking about you today. Hope you're having a great day. How harmless is that message? That message isn't saying, I was thinking about you and how much I want you to buy my product so you can help me reach my goal next month. It comes off a little bit different. It's got a little bit different focus. So it's not about you. It should never be about you when you're talking to somebody new. Okay. Link each interaction with the next interaction. What that means is when, like for example, last week I sent out some of our beautiful catalogs to some people, and I wrote sticky notes throughout them. I'm a little bit sticky note addicted. But I wrote sticky notes in like on different pages that I thought they might be interested in with the products and things like that. But on the front of it, I put a sticky note and I wrote, you know, if you have questions, let me know. But, and I ended it with, I'll be checking back in with you soon. So I let them know right then, in the next week or so, I'm going to be sending you a message. We're going to be talking about this. Whenever I send somebody a message, I try to end with a question to encourage them to respond back to keep the conversation flowing. Not a yes/no question. If they can answer it with yes or no, I try not to use it because it's really frustrating when you send out this nice, beautiful, well-worded message and you end it with this perfectly structured question and they respond back, no. Okay, so I guess I'm going to send you another message that's explaining everything. And yes, no answers, that's not going to get you very far. You want to keep, you want to ask them questions that will require a deeper answer to keep the conversation going. Really what you're trying to do is you're trying to find out as much information about this person as you can. It's like when you're dating. You want to know about the person that you're having dinner with. You want to know their likes, their dislikes, their interests, things like that. So you're really trying to find out as much as you can without being creepy about this person. You want to know what their health goals are, what their history is, their health history, what their family dynamic is, if they have anyone in their family that has diabetes or anything that we know our products could help with. We want to find out information about this person so we can know how to help them. And the last thing that I want to say is no. The answer no does not mean never. And I give her a hard time about this all the time, but the first time I messaged Christy, she flat out said no. Like, it was just no. No response. She was kind about it.
I was nicer than that.
It was hurtful. It destroyed my day. I went floating that day and it destroyed my day. No, but she just like I've tried that. I'm not interested. Just flat out no. And a few months later, she came back to me. It's a miracle that it worked out that way because I never followed up with her again. I was new to the business. I had only been working the business for a couple months, and I didn't believe in the power of follow-ups at that point. And I was like, well, she's just not going to say anything. She's just in her little Disney World dream vacation all the time in her mind. So there's no way that she's going to ever come back to this. So, but she did. And hey, I'm drinking out of my Vision cup right now. So my Disney cup. So, all right. So no does not mean never. So keep that in mind. When somebody shoots you a message back, it's so easy when you just feel like you're just getting no after no after no. But that does not mean never. That does not mean stop cultivating that relationship. That doesn't mean that in a month you don't send them a message about something totally random. Just to kind of get, oh, yeah, it's that, yeah, she does plexus, yeah. I don't know, I've been seeing her posts about that, so I don't know. She seems to be doing pretty good with it. Maybe I'll look into it, or maybe I'll pay a little bit more attention to her posts. So, you never know what people are thinking. You never know their thought process. You don't know what they're going through. Um, so remember, no does not mean never. So, that's pretty much all that I have that I wanted to share. Does anyone else have anything that they want to add? Any personal experiences that they've had with follow-ups?
Yeah, I was gonna say, with the follow-up with the 8 people and whatever, like having people exposed that many times doesn't necessarily mean that you exposed them 8 times to Plexus. That's not your 8 follow-ups. That's everybody on their friends list that's exposed them to Plexus and messaged them. And that something I've had to learn is that you have to stand out and be the one that seems more genuine and truly wants to help them, and they're going to choose to follow you with it and to sign up with you. Because I have several customers that know several other people that sell Plexus that, for whatever reason, chose to buy from me, and so or sign up as an ambassador with me. And so that really makes a big difference on how you're approaching people and how many times you are, but just setting yourself apart and not seeming salesy, but truly caring. That's all.
Right. And that's a really good point. People are going to sign up with who has talked with them last, for the most part. Sometimes they're going to be like, well, I'd like to sign up with you, but my sister-in-law sells, so it's a family thing. That's happened to me a few times, and y'all, it sucks. When you invest time with somebody and then at the last minute you convince them that this is what they need to do, and then they sign up with someone else because of a family connection or something like that. One of my oldest friends signed up with someone else after I had talked with her for a year and a half about Plexus. So
Yeah, I signed up with Carrie, but I had in years past I had actually bought Plexus from someone else. And I never even really gave it a second thought. And I had a really good friend at my church that sold, but she never once approached me about it. Not in the way that Carrie did. I mean, I really kind of approached her, but it was her post. It was the way she posted and the way I commented on her post that seemed more genuine. And the way once I commented on her post, the way she followed up with me through Messenger was what really made me decide that I wanted to be on her team, because I could tell she genuinely wanted to help me. So
yeah, and y'all, you really never know like what's going to work for people. I threw up Plexus all over Jamie when she messaged me because she was asking for some information, and I gave her everything I knew. And some people, that would scare them away. If that would have happened to me, it would have scared me away. But she was just like, more. I just want more. Just tell me more. And so it worked out. I really do believe that God's hand was in that conversation. Because y'all, I told her everything I knew. So, Haley, did you have something?
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Something that I have done that I've seen a lot of success with just when I'm talking to people is like strategically using voice messaging. Sometimes I'll just send voice messages to people, that I'm following up with, just like checking in on them. And sometimes when I'm in a conversation and then they're like really, really interested, but they're kind of getting like hesitant because they're nervous about it. I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but I have, where people just kind of want to fall off, but they're like, this whole time they've been like, oh, that sounds great, blah, 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 blah. But then toward the end, they just get really not, they're kind of just not consistently messaging back or whatever. I will send them a voice message, and ask them a question open-ended. And by the time that they hear my voice, they may know me, they may not, or whatever the situation may be. like know me on a personal level anyways. When they hear my voice, I don't know what that is, but people love that they latch on, like, oh my gosh, yes, and they'll send me a voice message back, or they'll just message me back in general. I don't know what that is. People just love hearing your voice, so that's worked really well for me. I'm sorry if you hear that noise. It's my roommate's dog. Yeah, she is. But utilizing voice messages has been really huge for me, and I've learned about that a lot recently with some videos I've been watching. So I've been trying to utilize it more. But yeah. So.
Do you usually get people to message you back after you send them a voice message?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know why. Literally, because we could be messaging the whole time. I might not even have a single voice message through the whole string. But when I am really trying to close it, I send them a voice message, and for some reason, them hearing my voice, I don't know. I don't have a reason as to why it works, but it's worked really well for me. So anyway, that's all I have.
Great tip. Anyone else? All right. Well, any questions or anything? We still have about 6 minutes. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish with the recording for now.